Hey, welcome to the Quick Simple Missions tutorial. I'm going to walk you through it. My name is Alan, and I'm going to get you started. So the first thing you want to do in your asset is you want to look on our demo and getting started tutorial. I already have mine open. So the first thing that we want to do in adding the Quick Simple Missions is find it up here in the toolbar. And we will go to Mission Builder. And we will add the master controller to the scene. You only need one, and that's it. You're done. The next step that we're going to do is we're going to add in the travel mission controller and then the destroy and the collectible. So the first one I'm going to start with is the travel mission controller. With that added to the scene. And now we have an option over here using notification. Basically, this is an alert to the player to let them know that, hey, this mission's been completed. So once it says all required travel missions are done, it will notify the player. So I'm going to hit true for this. And now I need to link the game object on the canvas that represents this alert. You can manually search for it under the hierarchy, or you can do it the way that I'm doing. So I'm looking for notify here. There it is. Now we can give the mission a description for the player, what they need to do to beat this mission. So mine is simple, walk to the edge of the floor. Alright, now we need to link this information to the canvas so during runtime, when the game starts, the player opens up the missions and they can see what they need to do. And I have it here, travel mission info. But that's it. And during gameplay, if you need to set things up or you need to see that something's getting done, if the player triggers the first trigger, it'll let you know. And if the player made it halfway with the halfway trigger, it'll let you know. And if the player is at the finish trigger and it's finished, then with all of these being completed, then the mission will be complete. So let's go ahead and create that, which is on the mission item. And it'll be the very first one, travel trigger. Alright, with that added to the scene, I'm going to go ahead and bring that up now. I'm going to place that directly in front of the player. And I'm going to scale it up so we can make it big. Doing that this way, you can adjust it to whatever the path may be, the terrain, or if the player needs to go through a small ventilation system or pipe. You can set it to whatever you need. I'm going to go ahead and scale this up. I'm going to just scale it to 5. And I am going to move that. There we go. And just in case your player doesn't have a tag, it's a good thing to drag the player into the player slot. Alright. So now I'm going to duplicate this. You could do it this way. Or you can hit Control D. And now I'm going to move my last cube towards the edge here. And that'll be the finishing trigger. And when the player is walking through, this will be the halfway mark. And we have our starting trigger here. Simple as that. Travel mission is done, and you can reward the player after the player finishes the mission, which if there was like a table here or a door that you wanted the player to walk through, you can spawn the object for the reward for the player. Now, when that's done, the next thing we're going to create is the destroy mission. Let's go ahead and add the destroy mission controller to the scene. And we will repeat the process, use notification and the notify image, which is the game object. And here we're going to say destroy the evil spear. And we are going to link this information to the canvas. Destroy mission info UI. And how many objects that the player needs to destroy. If you had 5 zombies left in the scene that the player should defeat, or a couple pirates left over, and the player needs to destroy these objects, a gas tank, whatever the pirate may be remaining. For example, I'm going to just use a gas tank. The player needs to blow up 3 gas tanks. So you will put 3, and that's what the player needs to destroy. But for this purpose, for this scene and this tutorial, I'm going to put 1 as an example. And you have an option to use the UI to show the objects left to destroy. And I'm going to show you that. I'm going to go ahead and click true to that, and I'm going to link it in the scene, which is countdown. And what countdown is a visual representation of how many objects left in the scene that the player needs to destroy. So, which is our information right here. I got to represent it by a skull, so you know you can see what you need to destroy. And now, with that set up, we need to add a destroyable object in the scene. So we set the mission as destroy the evil spear. So now I'm going to create a spear. I'm going to go ahead and scale it up. I think I have a material for a spear. I just missed it there. There we go. Enemy. So now we got our evil spear in the scene. Alright, and for our object that we need to destroy, we need to add the component to it, which is quick simple mission health. And now, during runtime, your controller can find this, but it's a good thing to link it to be certain, so you won't get any null references during gameplay. And we can also add an explosion sound. It's like an explosion of a gas tank or a zombie being defeated. Some simple things like that. So I'm just going to use land. And for the dye effect, we can use like an explosion, blood splatter, the object being destroyed, like a destroyed model version of it. It's really up to you. I'm gonna look up explosion here. I'm gonna add that in as the object that gets spawned when the object is destroyed. It gets instantated into the scene. Alright, and that's simple as that. That's how the destroy mission is set up. It's just that simple. Alright. Now, the last thing we're going to add is the collectible mission. Go ahead and add that in. And we will repeat the same steps again. Use notification. Use notify image. Notify. Alright, and now we will give the player an object that an objective of what they need to collect. So for this, I am going to say collect 3 cubes. Alright, and now again we repeat the process where we need to link this information to the canvas. So collect mission text info UI. And now, during the gameplay, we need to show a visual representation again of what the player is collecting, which is represented by this 0 here. And it's named collectible count text. Okay, now zooming back in here. Alright, now clicking back on the collectible mission controller, you will see over here player amount is how much the player currently has. So we're going to set that to 0. And the amount that they need, we're just gonna go with 3. Collect 3 cubes, 3. And you can add up to a certain amount or subtract down. So if the player needed to collect 5 diamonds in the middle of the woods, and you needed to count down, like to show that the player is getting it, you just hit count down. And I'm going to explain more. And for this, we're going to add up. So the player needs to add up to have 3. Alright, the next thing that we're going to do now is create the collectible item that the player needs to pick up. Go ahead and create that. And the collectible is here. Everything appears at 0, 0, 0 in the world space. Alright. So this is our collectible here. And it's a good thing to link your player to the object. So we have a couple options here. We have add point and subtract point. Well, since this is a mission where we're adding up to, where we will use the add point. Now, after the player collects the item, we can play a sound. And I have it here. Sounds, I have pickup default. And you can just use that for now. Okay. With the collectible being set up this way, you can use a model of some sort that like a key, a diamond, a coin. It's really up to you. So I'm going to add a child object of this because we said we want to collect 3 cubes. So I'm going to create a cube child for this object. I'm just going to scale it down, and we don't need the physics for this box, so we don't need this box collider. So you can just turn it off. Alright, with that set, now I am going to go ahead and duplicate this. I'm using Control D. Control D again. Alright. And now, just to review everything that we made here. Destroy missions, destroy the evil spear, which is 1. And we have that spear in the scene. And the collectible mission. Collect 3 cubes. We got our 3 cubes in the scene. And the travel mission controller, which is in the straight line here. These are the triggers if this was a path that the player was walking along. And we have our alert set up. So let's go ahead and hit play. See what happens. So, the first mission we want to look at here during gameplay, I'm pressing escape. And I'm clicking on the canvas here. Destroy the evil spear, collect the 3 cubes, and walk to the edge of the floor. Pressing escape again. I'm closing the window, and I'm pressing L. So now, we're just going to walk straight to where we set up our cubes. And as you can see during gameplay, that the cubes are serving their purpose. now, as you can see, the player has been alerted because we used a notification. So now you're probably wondering what's change color after mission completed. So I'm going to show you that now. So we click on missions and we open it up, and as you can see, the travel mission is completed because it's been grayed out. It's no longer there. I'll press escape again, close, pressing L to relock everything. Alright, now let's destroy the big evil spear. So now the evil spear is destroyed, so the destroy mission is complete. Simple as that. And I'm pressing escape to close, and I'm pressing L to relock the player back in. And now our last mission is collect the 3 cubes. And with that done like that, our mission is complete. All the missions have been completed. And if you had a travel trigger set up, a load trigger set up, where the player, after all the missions complete, the player walks through the scene, which I'm going to show you that now since we got our mission set up. Okay, I'm going to create. I think I have a door model here. Simple doors. Alright, and I'm going to add a travel trigger. Not a travel trigger, a exit trigger, which I need to add to a game object, which is a cube. We're going to scale that up. Alright. And now what we're going to add is a load trigger. Now, if you had another scene set up where it will show that the player wins or the player moves on to the next level. And for now, I'm just going to put it to reload the getting started scene. Making sure we have that in the build setting. Add that scene. So getting started is added. So with that done, now we're going to make sure that this box is set to a trigger, and we don't need to smash render on it. So we can go ahead and disable that. Just in case, we're going to ahead and make sure that we turn off receive shadows and cast shadows off. Alright, so we have our getting started added. So let's go to the master controller, and here we're going to see low level with a trigger instead. We're going to click true for that, and it wants you to get reference to the object in the scene that you want to load with. So I'm going to go ahead and name this, and go ahead and adjust it over the door. Alright, and I'm going to call this exit door. Simple as that. And now I'm going to get reference to that object by dragging it into the slot. So when we hit play, the master controller mission, I know that we want to load the next level through a trigger, which is our exit door here. So now I'm going to show you that. Here we go. Repeating the missions now. The travel mission. And just walking straight to the edge of the cube, hitting the travel triggers. And that mission is complete. And during runtime, these objects they turn themselves off. Save on performance. Alright, press escape. And press L to relock the player back in. I'm destroying the evil spear now. Now that mission's completed. And now I'm collecting my 3 cubes. Alright. And as you can see, we destroyed the evil spear, in which is 0 enemies remaining in the scene, and we collected 3 cubes. So re-enabling the controller here, I'm going to press L. Alright, and now that the missions are all completed, as you can see, travel missions completed, destroy missions completed, and collect missions is completed. So if we look on our canvas one more time, all our missions have been completed because we chose to change the color of the text that the mission is displayed, and we changed it to kind of hide it out, kind of gray it out. Alright, pressing L to re-engage. Alright, and we're exiting through the last door in our level. So now the scene just kind of repeats itself because that's the way that we had set it. And you can set it to move on to the next level, or you win the scene. Thank you for watching.